look like in like Twilight when the vampires are glistening in the sun.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Well, Katie, my makeup artist, will.
Way to go, Katie.
We'll record that.
I'm like, that looks so beautiful. Anyway, you look so like fresh.
Thank you.
Even since the last time we saw each other, you look like, I don't know, you've slept a lot or something. It's like,
Yeah, well, I'm on the other side of some transitional stuff.
Exactly. No,
so,
I get that. I remember we talked about
back
that.
in my eyes.
Yeah. No, it does. It does. I'm happy for you. I remember when we ran into each other, I was like, I get it. Anyway, we both started in Texas, and I hear that we have something in common, which I did not know I had in common with anyone. You sang at amateur wrestling events, the anthem.
Yeah.
I did too.
Oh my God.
And I didn't know anyone did that. It was like $100 to do it.
Same.
And I was like, I could use $100, and I knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
And you show up, and it was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I would do it every Saturday night, and like my friends would come, and we would get to like go backstage. Like it was like a gym, like a crappy gym. Yeah. But
you see everybody in their personalities.
They're getting pumped up backstage. No, I just have these like vivid memories, like the smell, and then walking through the ropes, and because you're singing it on the actual like ring.
Yes.
So. The fact that you've done that as well is
No one
insane.
told me, by the way, and I was singing the national anthem, and I was like, I don't know, it's a respectful thing, so I wore a black dress, I looked nice, and I was like going through the ropes, like with like trying to look classy,
Should have worn pants.
Learned the lesson after the first time, but I was like, oh. Yeah. I was like,
I feel
it's
like
different.
Our kids, like, if they want to, be in the music industry or what have you, it's like now there's TikTok and like ways to break into this business. And you and I were singing at amateur wrestling events to cut our teeth.
Barbecues, anything you could,
Chili cook-offs, did a lot of those.
It was my mother too. I don't know if your mother was saying, but my mother would be like, Kelly, sing for him, like everywhere we went. Yeah. And I was like, Mom, nobody wants to hear me sing right now. Like it's like it's okay. Like she'd just be like, sing for him, baby. But anyway,
I love it.
But how do you feel that motherhood has changed you? Because it does, just with the scheduling alone, the balance of that is so hard.
Well, I had my son the week the world shut down during the pandemic, so every part of his first year was us being stuck inside, which was kind of a gift because like we just got to witness every first moment with our baby and not miss anything. My tour was canceled, like as everything was. Yeah. But no, it was such a like beautiful silver lining to COVID like that year, was just getting to be home with him. But I do think motherhood and like that pandemic really changed my outlook on like going out, because I love to go out. I love having like girls' nights, good dinners, love being in New York. But like if anyone invites me to dinner past 6 p.m., like I'm not coming. Oh,
so you would fit in perfect. I'm like, if somebody's like, oh, it's at 9, I'm like, have fun.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'll already be in bed.
I have to be up at like 6 a.m. No, sir. Like I'm not 20. Like I didn't even like it when I was 20, honestly. I've never been like the person that's like, let's rage till 4 a.m. It's just not, every once in a while it would happen, but like.
You're signing the check at like 10 p.m. That makes no sense.
Yeah, it's like, no. Every dinner I'm at, no one's there. My girlfriends and I always say, oh, we're never going to meet anyone because no one is at the restaurant when we go.
That's so relatable.
6 p.m. is when I go.
We call it the blue-haired special. Like, there you go. We're going early. Yeah, and it's an early night.
Call it the blue-haired, But you know what? Then you don't have to wait. It's nice. It's not loud. I'm so old. Anyway, because sometimes it gets so loud, and then I'm like ruining my voice just trying to talk and have a conversation at dinner. I know I sound like a golden girl. I don't care.
Lean into it.
Find me an old man. So talk about the new tour. So you canceled it because of the pandemic and everything, but what is it like now?
So we're calling it RSVP Redo because it was supposed to happen in 2020. Obviously that fell through, but I've just been doing these sort of fan engagement shows. We did one at the Bowery in New York back in December. We did one at the Troubadour in LA. The Troubadour. Yeah, so it's just nice to like be in more intimate venues and do like the deep cuts off the albums and not just like
and like
the
your
singles.
Hardcore fans are there, so like it's a different vibe.
Yeah, and like I just feel like closer to them physically too, because the barricade isn't 10 feet away. So I just wanted to do something for them because they really brought me over the finish line the last year, and I just, I also haven't toured since 2022, so it just felt like, selfishly, I miss them, and I miss being a tour rat.
I don't miss that, but
I mean, you've got a pretty cush gig.
I know. I'm like, I just think when kids get involved, I'm like, this is hard. I'm like
it is a lot.
But I do miss doing. That's why we do one-offs or we do Vegas things every once in a while, because you do miss the stage in that way, because it's different. It's a completely different thing being in the studio making an album and then actually how it comes to fruition on stage, like with fans and the energy of it and what songs they connect with.
Yeah.
It's different. But I also want to bring this up because you partner with the Ally Coalition for tour, right?
I do, yeah. So $1 off of every ticket I sell, I donate to Ally Coalition. They do like amazing work with the LGBTQ community and food insecurity and just taking care of a marginalized community, and we're doing events even with this book in New York and in LA with them. So they've just been amazing partners, whether it's my music, tour stuff, or this book. So I'm just excited that we get to like dovetail all this stuff together.
It's cool too when you come to a point in your career, like you're doing well enough to where you get to like share your spotlight and like help and put it on something that really needs the spotlight. It's a cool part of the career, Well, what inspired you to become such an activist? Because it's a hard thing to do. Like, I don't know if it's as hard for Texas women because we're just very blunt and bold, but in the business, you know, a lot of people will be like, just shut up and sing. You shouldn't have an opinion, even though you're human and you can have one.
And you can't shut up and also sing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That never made sense.
It was a fun documentary, yes. But I have been told that. So but it's hard to do that sometimes. But I mean, I guess not hard for you personally. I guess it's just hard career-wise, because sometimes you can just get attacked for it. So what made you want to still continue to be that person?
I think just the fact that I'm fortunate enough to have a platform at all, and I never set out to be this activist or advocate. I was just making songs, but I realized very quickly, even with my first single, My Church, that was just about like loving music and that being my spiritual sanctuary. And like even the early criticisms of that, where it's like, oh, she's blasphemous. So it's just like I can't win whatever I'm doing, like even if it feels harmless. So I think for me also like it crystallized when I became a mother, was just I want to be able to do music forever, but I want to do it on my terms. And if it costs me fans by standing up for people that truly need all of the megaphoning, I am okay with like you not being at the show. Yeah. It's all right. Apples and oranges, everybody can like something different. So during the attacks on the queer entertainment world, like I thought this was kind of cool. You introduced your son to a drag show, right? Yeah. Which, by the way, both of my kids would love. Yeah, we were doing a benefit at Bridgestone last year when they were doing the drag ban in Tennessee. Yeah. And so it was like myself, Hosier, there was just like a whole wall of amazing artists. Yeah, and so, but there were drag queens like throughout entertaining as well. Yeah. And one actually danced with me when I was singing my song, The Middle. Yeah. And it was just amazing and fun. And my son loves watching me like sit in the makeup chair and just is like fascinated with the colors. And so it was just like completely harmless. Yeah. But I think it's just such an amazing expression of artistry. And so I just think like normalizing it and making it seem like these are just people that love dressing up too is an amazing thing. And it was like an all ages show, so it was like completely family friendly. Yeah. But it was just important for me, for him to see like his mom doing that. And so, you know, I've never really shied away from taking him to like my shows. Like he's on the road with me all the time. Oh my God, my kids too. Yeah. Yeah. So are you working on new music? I am. I'm finishing an album right now. Good. So it's been like a crazy few months of doing that, but it's just been a slew of songs that have come out of the rain clouds, and I've just felt really inspired, and it's been a really healing process for me the last few months. And I'm hoping to have it out this year. That would be amazing. Yeah. But yeah, I'm touring. We've got our Addie Ant book, and then just kind of putting finishing touches on production. So. I love when you put out music because you're not one genre, and I love that. You have a little bit of everything going on. So I'm always excited to hear what the sound is going to be like from your album. Oh my gosh, well thank you. Very stoked. Oh, thanks. And I'll probably cover them. I just actually covered you and Teddy recently. He's just the best. Yeah. Like, and that was one of my favorite songs. You both sound incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was so sick the day that I recorded my vocal.
I think it worked in your favor, though. It sounded cool.
Yeah,
sometimes that rasp and like the sickness kind of
It's like Phoebe Buffay and Friends, where she like she's like licking the cup.
Because she wants to get a cold, so she sounds sexier.
Her sexy cold voice. I totally get it.
I know, because I become an alto when I'm sick, and I'm never an alto, unfortunately.
See, I become a tenor. Because I'm already an alto.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wish I could go as low as you. I always have to raise your songs. Anyway, but I always have to raise the key. Anyway, well, one new thing that Maren does have is a new kids book, y'all, and we're going to talk about that and meet her co-author after this. Welcome back, y'all. Maren Morris is hanging with us still. You can see her on this tour, her RSVP Redux tour. Tickets are available online, so go check it out, y'all. She's also got a new children's book out right now. It is called Addie Ant Goes on an Adventure. Maren wrote it with one of her best friends, who's joining us now as well. Everybody, please say hello to Karina Argow. Wearing the most fabulous outfit as well.
Thank you.
It's like you're both in plants too. Did you plan this?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we're trying to stay on brand with the garden.
I was like, I'm
situation.
obsessed with the language of flowers and plants in general. So
Yeah.
I will meet you at 6 for dinner. So how did y'all meet? How long have you known each other?
We figured it's like 11 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We both moved to Nashville around the same time, and we're just like, had no friends, and met at a party, and Karina asked me a few days later, hey, nice to meet you. Do you want to go fishing?
I've never done that. I've never done it since, but I decided it would be a good idea to be like, hey, let's go fishing.
Yeah.
I obviously wanted to just play with the worms.
It was
Texas
amazing.
kid.
Like I invite Maren to go fishing, and I have like boots on and a flannel, and she had a fur coat on.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Fabulous while fishing. That should be your next children's book.
Fabulous while fishing.
Fabulous while fishing. I like alliteration. So wait, how did the book come about? How did you decide you were going to do it?
I'll go. So Karina,
I like Maren's version of this.
Okay. Well, Karina's on the road with me, so when I'm on tour, we hang out after shows, after a long day, and we had a really long drive home on the bus one night, like 2 years ago. And we were just talking about our favorite children's books and the books that Hayes likes to read, and then it's fun because you get to reintroduce like your childhood favorites to your kid. And I was like, I've always wanted to make a children's album or write a children's book at some point in my life. Like it's just as a goal. But Karina's like, well, that's so funny because I, in the garden every day, like come up with these rando characters that are bugs, and I have whole backstories for all of them. And I was like, well, that's half the battle then. So we're doing this. We're gonna write a book.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it came to be. It was just like two friends drunk on the bus.
And just hanging out in a garden, just having ant personalities, and I love this.
Talking to my imaginary friends.
Yeah.
And then when I told her about it, for her not to even make fun of me, like that's friendship.
Yeah. My kind of friendship is always totally make fun first, and then I join in.
Yeah. Come on.
That's my friendship. So tell us about the book. What happens on the adventure?
Well, Addie lives in the tomato and basil bed, and she decides one morning that she is gonna try and get to a bed that she can't see. And she has to ask friends for help, and
She's a kid, so she's never left home before, and so she gets to meet these like amazing characters along the way, and end up in the watermelon bed. And honestly, like we have a map in the book and of the garden that she's traveling through, and it's basically just Karina's garden.
Yeah.
So we replicated it in the book with our illustrator.
But we also wanted it to be like fun in the garden, you know.
Yeah.
So when we were writing it, we sat in my backyard and we dreamed up like what each character would look like. So we have like a Marissa Tomei that's in the garden, and we have like a Jane Fonda.
Yeah. It's our butterfly. I mean, they have different names than it's not named Jane Fonda.
Yeah.
But inspired. She's got the like leg warmers on, like aerobics Jane Fonda.
Yeah. Good 80s.
But no, we were just like,
She's still rocking that body. What the
Yes.
hell?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
But we were like, obviously, like adults are the ones that are buying and reading the books typically to their kids, because this is for younger children. But we were like, for the adults, it's nice to have a few little like pop culture Easter eggs in there that like made us laugh, basically.
Yeah.
But so many bug puns.
It sounds like a great TV show for kids to watch as well. My kids would
Someone
love
do
that.
it.
Yeah, I was like,
I'll write the
there's
music.
so much material there, like all in the garden. The different. That's so cool.
And this one, I'd get a phone call from her, and then like just laughter for minutes and like just like couldn't breathe, and I'd be waiting for her to, and she'd just go, Kale University.
Yeah. Oh my God. We have like a Kale University in one bed, and then the other bed, it's all in the map, but there's one that's the Blueberry Note Jazz Club.
Yes.
Yeah, so we went
Creek
fully in.
Theater.
Creek Theater
Nice.
instead of the Greek.
The Greek, yes.
Yeah, we did City
Did you
Crawl.
put music? Have you done music at all for it?
No, I want to though.
should.
I want to do like a companion album at
That's
some
what
point.
I mean. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. My kids love music, and we read every night, so they would. Look, I'm just asking for
Come
me and
sing
my
on
family.
it.
Yeah, I'm like, I will. I was like,
you
you need
could
any
be our- you could be
harmonies?
our
I'm
Jane
like,
Fonda.
very well. It's a slightly different body, but yes. But I can wear leg warmers. We need another commercial break, everybody. Addie Ant Goes on an Adventure is available everywhere you get your books. Go buy it, and hopefully there'll be music soon. I just want music for Maren. It's my job to get that done. And go online for tickets to Maren's RSVP Redux tour. I'm so French. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a great night. I'm